Crossing in the Woods 2v2. This game is going to be Love, Erwin, and Sirlami against Smaug and Deadshot. For once, I get to cast a game where everybody's name is easy to pronounce. So that's, I appreciate that. Thank you, everybody, for having names that are easy to pronounce. Looks like we're going to have double Ostherr in the south base against double Soviets in the north base. So a classic COH2 matchup. No Western Front armies this game. So that's interesting to see. Possibly refreshing. I don't think I've cast this matchup recently that I can remember. We've already got doctrine selections from Smaug and Deadshot right off the bat. They know exactly what they want to do. Going to be playing proactively instead of reactively. We have Spearhead and Jaeger Armor. So Jaeger Armor is of course going to be the counter to the B4, which they must be anticipating. Their opponents do have access to counterattack. Both of them have access to counterattack, so they're certainly going to be countering the B4 before the game's even begun. And of course the mortar half track is also very effective on this map. MG42 is being set up here on the left side. It looks like Deadshot's gone with a double MG42 start, which is pretty unusual. But on this map, because of the open river crossing, he's able to make it work. Those conscripts probing for an opening get shut down hard, and that Maxim is actually going to set up inside the arc of fire of an MG42, I think. Pioneers are going to be drawing the Maxim's fire, and these machine guns have to reposition a little bit to deal with those combat engineers. This machine gun will be setting up to counter that Maxim. Sir should be able to maintain control of the left side fuel. Meanwhile, over here, Smaug and his Grenadiers and MG42 are contending with some Soviets, but he's struggling to get across the river. He is able to prevent his opponent from getting across the river, but he's not really able to do much either. Trying to cross over and take up a position here behind these shrubs. He does see that his opponent has gone with tier 1 and has produced a scout car, which is garrisoning nothing. Just some conscripts standing next to it though. And it looks like Deadshot is actually making a very aggressive play for the other side of the river, moving his machine guns up to fire on enemy troops. On the other side, this machine gun moving up onto the central island here, but he does get suppressed by those Maxims and he'll be forced to reposition. This one also being repositioned a little bit. Conscripts managed to oorah across the left side and go for the fuel, but these Grenadiers moving up here are getting suppressed by Maxims and are going to be forced to retreat. There they go. Meanwhile, Smaug continues to battle for the right side fuel. There are conscripts garrisoned in the house. Looks like the scout car now has a flamethrower inside.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
Oh, hi, Emmy.
You have orders for us?
And
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
it's going to be able to push back pretty much all of this stuff. Of course, there are Grenadiers available here for the Faust. He does retreat behind those screening troops. Oh, and he's got a bunker here set up in an interesting angle, which his opponent probably wasn't quite anticipating, and almost loses his scout car to that bunker upgrade. Interesting placement of that bunker. I haven't seen anything quite like that. Faced completely to the left side just to protect against this flank rather than facing towards the river, which is sort of the norm. So he's just built that to protect the flank while he utilizes his machine gun and Grenadiers to fight on the front lines. So I think I approve of that bunker placement. It kind of removes the micro tax of having to watch that flank. Meanwhile, here on the left side, things are not going very well for Deadshot, and he's lost a machine gun. Fortunately, he manages to recover it with that Pioneer squad and does not lose the full Pioneer squad. And you will notice that those Pioneers retreated immediately upon throwing the machine gun, so I think he shift clicks that retreat order. Nice tip. Nice little trick, little tactic that you can adapt into your own playstyle, hopefully, because it definitely, well, not definitely, but it probably saved his Pioneer squad in that situation because they were one hit from death. So being able to retreat as quickly as possible gives you that edge that you need. Meanwhile, it looks like Smaug is shutting down any attempt to cross into his side of the river, potentially also capturing right side fuel, which is going to be pretty bad for the Soviets. Fortunately, of course, Sirlami has punched through on the left side, which is good, because if the Soviets were to lose control of both fuel points, that would put them in an extremely precarious situation. Hopefully Sirlami will be able to pick up the slack a little bit. I love Erwin. Tries to catch up, tries to get something done over here on the right side, and he's gone tier 1, but he didn't produce any penal battalions. I don't know if that's gonna survive. Nope. Yeah, no penal battalions, just a scout car and nothing else. It's kind of strange to see a 4 conscript build out of tier 1. You think that you would spend the 30 extra manpower and get better infantry, but alright. He's bringing in guard rifles now, potentially going to be garrisoning them in the M3. Guards in the M3 is certainly something that we've seen many times, can be effective, especially against enemy light vehicles. Shock troops catching that Grenadier squad pretty overextended, but fortunately they get away just barely by a hair. And now it looks like Deadshot is mobilizing a push for his side of the river once again. Of course, it's quite a defensive line here set up to stop him. He does have a mortar to try and take out those Maxims, which he's going to spot now. Those Pioneers, which will pretty much immediately have to retreat though. That will expose those machine guns as targets for his mortar, which I'm probably going to start firing now. We'll also note shock troops hitting the field from Sirlami because he has chosen not counterattack tactics, which is what I thought one of them was almost certainly going to do, considering they both had access to it, and considering the map, B4, you can build the B4 essentially in your base, and get a good return on investment, but instead Sirlami decided to go with shock motor. So shock motor can be a pretty good choice because when you hit the field with shock troops, that, especially on this map, generally makes your opponent think that you're going counterattack. So if you wanted your opponent to take elephant, I guess you go shock motor instead of guard. Instead of mechanized support is what it's called, the guard ISU commander, but that being said, the shock motor definitely has good features other than the shock troops, of course, has the ISU. Scout car goes down to that bunker. The guards inside are actually going to destroy the bunker with our PTRS though. He's trying to use the armor piercing incendiary rounds to force those guards out, but at that range, unfortunately it doesn't really do much. But the scout car is destroyed. There's also a 222 on the field from Deadshot, moving it over here to support against the shock troops. He does notice that Sirlami has rotated over the right side with his shock troops, so he kind of needs to help out a little bit with that. Nice play, sending the 222 over there to help, and the shock troops will be forced to retreat. And they get away without really taking any damage. Only 2 model losses, so you should be able to heal that up just fine. But yeah, shock motor has armored vehicle detection, which is basically useless, and conscript repair, which is alright, and the bombing run, which is great, so pretty solid doctrine, besides the call-in units. I mean, armored vehicle detection is not really anything special. But I don't even know off the top of my head what mechanized support has other than guards in the ISU. Something. Some kind of stuff. And Erwin has gone with guard and motor coordination, so he's going to be bringing in T-3485s. Using mark target in conjunction with an ISU can be extremely potent, of course. Smaug making a push for the right side fuel once again. There's not much here to stop him. Bit of a wasted grenade there, throwing it into the building on those flamethrowers. Just hoping for a lucky crit, I guess, on the flamethrower. Hoping the flamethrower would detonate, but gambled and lost. Uro's into close range for some reason with those conscripts, but then immediately retreats knowing that there's not really any way he could possibly win that engagement. He's forced to pull pretty much everything back. Meanwhile, here on the left side, not much happening. Any harassment attempt getting shut down by shock troops. Deadshot really struggling to accomplish much of anything. And that's because he spent 400 manpower on fuel caches, so he's gonna kind of be struggling
We are losing a sector.
to really contribute as far as winning engagements. With that being said, he's bringing that extra fuel in. Oh no! Run! What are you doing? Oh, the shot missed! Wow, he is so lucky that that scout car didn't just die. That's crazy. So considering he doesn't really have any chance of winning engagements here in the middle or on the left side, you can see that he's pretty much rotated all of his remaining forces over to the right to support and just create a hard defensive line. The Soviets have almost no chance of crossing over. But we do see a big push going through the middle here. Wow, those grenadiers just got destroyed. There is DP upgrade on the guards inside of that M3, which is helping to supplement the long-range damage. 222 is getting repaired here in the base, and it looks like those guards have found that fuel cache. I don't know if that's going to survive. A couple PTRS shots, and that's going to get taken out. Meanwhile, shock troops are assaulting over here on the right side. That grenade was off, though, a little bit. Only inflicted one model loss. Definitely could have gotten more. Barely manages to get away with the squad. T-34 hits the field though, so Tier 3 has been chosen by Sirlami, going to bridge the gap between his infantry and his ISU with one medium tank, probably. So good decision there. Love Erwin probably should get something, but hasn't teched up yet. He has 230 fuel, but it's a long road from 5 command points to 10 command points. He's gonna really struggle without any armor. Katyusha, for example. Well, I mean, a Katyusha's not armor, but without any tech. Katyusha would probably be a good call, especially on this map.
The new men have arrived. We are ready.
It's from a replay.
What do you want, comrade?
Conscripts getting reinforced here in the base. We also have a medic upgrade from Love Erwin. We do not have one from Sirlami, so they're sharing. Sharing is good, sharing is caring. Meanwhile, here on the right side, the map is getting split back in half. Soviets taking their side of the river. Axis not really making a move to take their side of the river, but they are bombarding these machine guns with mortar fire, forcing them to reposition. We do have an austere mortar and a mortar half-track from Smaug. No surprise there. Pretty much one of the core motivations in Spearhead for this map over assault support or any of the other Sicilian Tiger commanders. And Smoke, of course. Smoke's certainly a very powerful commander feature. The Panzer IV is also hitting the field over here on the right side from Smaug, so he's going to be bridging the gap to his Tiger with a Panzer IV. Definitely a good call. Deadshot, on the other hand, has gone with 2 scout cars. That's a bit of a fuel expenditure there, and other than that, he's pretty much just saving up. He's got 230 fuel in the bank, probably going to be expending that on Tigers only. If he hasn't teched up yet, I don't know if he's going to. That being said, or not Tigers, excuse me, it's Elephant. That being said, 12 command points is really far away. You could definitely benefit from medium armor. But they really don't know their opponent's doctrine selections just yet. So can't really make informed decisions just yet about what the best purchases are. This defensive line is just going to be a nightmare to break through. Their only indirect fire is this AT gun. It's artillery barrage. And it's not doing much. So they're continuing to look for opportunities here in this different area of the map. Oh no, Tellermine and the engine just got destroyed. It's not even engine damage, it's engine destroyed. 5% chance of that happening, right? Something really low chance. That thing is now a sitting duck, and there's a pack right there to follow up. So that flanking attempt just went terribly. Very nice teller mine. Panzerfaust was probably not really necessary, but sure. There it goes. And shock troops are being forced away. Mortars continuing to fall on these field gun crew members as well. Flamethrower has to retreat. Everything has to retreat. There's not much of a defensive line over here. I'm actually kind of surprised that this hasn't been pushed back. I guess they're dedicating pretty much all of their forces to the defense here on the right side, but they really need to get that victory point back under control, and without one fuel point at least, they're going to really start for resources. Deadshot does have the fuel to bring in an elephant, but he can't even bridge the gap with some medium armor or anything. They don't get a fuel point under control. This Panzer IV, it was being repaired, but apparently something happened, and now not. So we should probably get back on that. Grenadiers grabbing the victory point, machine gun taking a position over there. Prevent this push, which might work, depending on usage of smoke, making sure he spreads his troops out. Conscripts here in the middle taking a lot of mortar fire. That is 2 mortar half-tracks and a standard Austrian mortar. That is 13 kills on that one. And 10 on this one, 1 on the other, so. Quite a decent handful of kills from mortars. Say they're performing pretty well. And a 3rd scout car is getting produced by Deadshot. Spamming light vehicles is dangerous, especially with the most fragile light vehicle in the game, I think. 222/221. Because it's extremely micro-intensive, and you don't want to lose that resource investment, because once it's dead, there's no reinforcing, it's just gone. And it doesn't take much to take out a scout car. Of course, they're very effective against shock troops, because that's almost no anti-vehicle capability at all. But not so much versus guards, and there are guards on the field. Also very vulnerable to AT grenades, and pretty much almost just a little bit more than one field gun shot will destroy them. Still, these infantry are just walking straight into the meat grinder here. Armor-piercing rounds from the machine gun doing massive damage. And of course, they have super duper awesome graphical effects as well. Panzer IV moving up here on the right side. But it is within the arc of fire of that field gun, and it has to pull back a little bit. This Panzer IV hasn't really had the impact that Smaug was probably hoping for. It's only got 5 kills despite being on the field for quite some time. I think it definitely could have had a much more dramatic impact, offensively used here on the left side to unseat these Maxims. There's only one remaining though. Looks like the other one had to retreat due to constant mortar harassment. Taking a position in that building, but that's not working out very well for it. It's gonna have to continue to reposition, continue to pull back. Deadshot taking the victory point with a machine gun and moving up. Smaug actually moving up his grenadiers to grab the fuel. That's extremely clumped up. If he uses a rifle grenade, he could probably wipe that. But oh, there it goes. Oh! But apparently he got preempted by a mortar. Mortar wipes the squad before his grenade even lands. Panzer IV has been repaired fully here on the right side and moves up to take shots on a... Is that a heavy mortar? Yes, that is a heavy mortar. So, Erwin has fully played his hand. No doubt anymore that he is using guard mortar coordination. I don't think there are any other commanders with the heavy mortar and guards. There are nobody. So T-34-85s are on the way, confirmed. The Austria will want to prepare accordingly. Smaug floating a ton of resources, both Soviets also floating like crazy. I'm surprised Smaug hasn't thrown out a few more packs. Oh, he can't, he didn't go tier 2. Well, now would probably be a pretty decent time to back tech tier 2 and get some packs set up over here on the right side, because T-34-85s are going to be getting here soon. So, no, Erwin's about 3/4 of a point away from being able to deal with that. Oh, taking heavy losses. Because he continues to just charge into this machine gun over here. Not really accomplishing much. Then again, his other option is to charge for the cutoff some more, which was giving them some minor success, but a lot of stuff in this area now. Sirlami doing what he can, some conscripts ooh-rahing, trying to get into anti-tank grenade range, but Deadshot is just kiting them all day with his light vehicles. Smaug also somehow manages to pull his mortars back in time not to block his opponent from escaping. And that looks simple enough, but I'm honestly amazed that those conscripts didn't get into range to hit those light vehicles. That is a pathfinding miracle that those scout cars managed to kite that far without getting blocked by teammates and without running into anything or hitting anything. So nicely played by the drivers of those light vehicles. Ooh, mines going off here. There's also a demo charge on the point. I don't know if it would wipe that squad. I think that fourth model might survive. Oh, he went to go stand on the other side anyway, fortunately for him. And the T-3485s have hit the field, and they're going to be making their way down here towards the Panzer IV. Engine damage on the Panzer IV. Meanwhile, here in the middle, conscripts are engaging these grenadiers, and they retreat. Somewhat surprisingly, I honestly think they could have won that engagement. Erwin hasn't even researched Molotovs. Interesting.
Brave infantry have made the ultimate sacrifice.
222 forces the conscript squad to retreat. A field gun is moving up to push it back, although it's going to be taking mortar fire, it looks like. Meanwhile, over here on the left side, territory continues to be exchanged. The map is getting more split in half than ever. Of course, the Axis is now going to be in control of both fuel points, which is a bit of a reversal from earlier. The Soviets had pretty good fuel control, but now they're kind of struggling. That being said, well, Erwin has produced 4 fuel caches, so that's definitely going to supplement their fueling quite well anyway. And ISU just hit the field as well, so the heavy Soviet armor is on the field. It's going to be very difficult. The Axis to contend with, given what they've fielded so far. Deadshot is still 2 points away from an elephant. He just tanked that bombing run. He didn't even try to dodge. Oh, abandoned. T-34 is getting pretty aggressive, taking shots at those grenadiers over there on the right side. They destroy the Panzer IV and then pull back. Not wanting to risk losing either of those. Pretty happy with what he's accomplished so far. Meanwhile, here on the left side, the ISU has hit the field. And it is probably a good time to mention that the ISU has received some pretty major changes since the release of Ardennes Assault 3 days ago, I guess. Now it has to load armor-piercing or high-explosive rounds, so it's similar to the Sherman in that regard now, and I think takes a pretty long time to switch. I think it's something like 11 seconds to switch between the two round types. So it's received a pretty major rebalance, and I'm actually quite curious to see how well it performs this game. Hopefully it won't be as ridiculously overpowered as it was before. Hopefully now it'll be kind of a well-rounded unit. But I guess we're gonna find out. Ooh, incendiary round goes off. Ooh. Oh, perfect. Perfect incendiary round. I don't even know if he could have escaped that. Oh, wow, destroyed engine. What is that? That's a high explosive round. I guess it's got enough penetration to penetrate a mortar half track. Engine destroyed and then main gun destroyed. Look at this esports. Too much esports. Come on, one more. I wonder if that Tiger will charge. Now that it has high explosive rounds loaded, can't do too much against the Tiger. Oh, no, he switched. He switched. Actually, that switch seemed pretty quick. I didn't see exactly when he started the switch, though. I'll have to pay a little bit closer attention next time. Oh, well. Still a demo charge right there, but fortunately, the Elster player just keeps on sticking over there by the left side. Meanwhile, on the right, looks like some infantry pushes have been pretty successful. Scout car getting pushed back over here. I think the T-3485s, I guess. No, they're still getting back here into infantry. Just infantry pushing back some stuff. And it looks like a bomb run is getting called in on the everything over here. Oh! That was effective. Completely destroying a pack, almost decrewing another. T-3485 is moving up to push. Those guards are getting way too aggressive. What are they doing? There they go. Oh man, nope, there they don't go, they're dead. ISU is not really participating that much in these engagements, although it does have 6 kills, so I guess it must be doing something. Probably already had 6 kills though. Grenadiers being forced away. Infantry moving up to try and take the central victory point. Smaug's infantry grabbing the victory point over here on the right side. Tiger taking shots on those conscripts. ISU is making its way over to the right side to support. Definitely much needed support, considering the strength of that Axis defensive line. Deadshot finally has 12 command points though. And he went with a Panzerwerfer of all things. Interesting. So he did tech tier 4 and got a Panzerwerfer. He still has 320 fuel even after doing that. Hopefully he'll be able to get some usage out of it. He's got 0 kills after his first barrage though, so performing about as well as it usually does so far. And it looks like a second wave of T-3485s has been called in. Oh, devastating shot on the scout car from the ISU, and that goes down. We also will see Mark Target is up on this Tiger. A lot of shots are bouncing, but it's blocked. I don't think it's going to survive this. I don't know how it's going to get away from all of these T-34s, but all of these shots just keep bouncing off of its frontal armor. They can't quite get behind it, and one of them goes down. It looks like Deadshot is trying to block the T-34's pathing. More shots bouncing on the Tiger. Is it really going to survive this? There's no way. T-34s continue their pursuit. Mark Target has not ended yet. Second T-34 goes down, and this one has its main gun destroyed. So Smaug's Tiger is going to get out of that engagement alive, and all T-34s will be taken out because an elephant hit the field just in time to save him. Wow, I can't believe that just happened. And the ISU was not available to follow up. Why didn't he just drive forward a little and finish it off? Second ISU on the field. It's going to be up to Sirlami to carry this now, because without those T-3485s, Love Erwin is down to nothing. He has just a heavy mortar and some conscripts. So that's not good.
Target vehicle marking available.
Smoke barrage being fired on the point there by... Wait, what? Oh, by this thing, I guess? What's doing that? I don't know what's doing that. I don't know why this thing would have done that. Oh, it's blocking the ISU's line of sight. That's what's happening. Bombing run wipes whatever that was. Elephant's making its way up to try and counter the ISU. Panzerwerfer also firing at point-blank range. Doesn't quite work. So that's 2 barrages, still 0 kills. Continuing to perform pretty much as expected. And another wave of T-3485s is getting called in. The ability for the Soviets to spam armor is going to be unmatched this game, with 4 fuel caches and control of both fuel points. It's going to be pretty hard for the Axis to continue to stop these endless waves of tanks, but the Tiger has been fully repaired. And there is an elephant on the field, but only 1 pack currently remains, because the bomb runs keep obliterating them, and the ISUs are certainly difficult to contend with as well. Machine gun has to retreat. Shock troops also retreating. That demo charge still has not been detonated. Some repairs going up on the scout car. Only 1 scout car left for Deadshot. Like I said before, light vehicle spam, very difficult to micro. 3 seemed a little bit excessive to me. This Panzerwerfer's also not doing so well. Hopefully he'll be able to start pulling his weight a little bit with this elephant. Smaug needs to spend his resources. He has 1,300 manpower. He really, I think, personally, could back tech to tier 2, start grabbing
We are ready. We've learned something useful today.
packs. Although I know that their packs so far haven't exactly been doing great. Getting bombed and blown up by ISUs. Still, you need to have that line. Once your line collapses, you pretty much have no chance against the onslaught of allied armor. You just need to keep on throwing out more packs. Just keep on throwing out those units. Gotta supplement his losses too with more grenadiers. I don't know why he won't spend his resources. He's got 1,000 manpower. If he would just put some more troops on the field, maybe the situation wouldn't be so hard. That was a cute little plane crash. Looks like armor-piercing rounds have been loaded by the ISU. Trying to get some shots off on the Tiger. Both of them have loaded armor-piercing rounds, in fact. There it goes. Penetrates. Trying to fight two ISUs at the same time, though, is not going to go well for him. He just got marked. Oh, nice usage of smoke. Nice usage of smoke. If he had not done that, I don't know for sure if his Tiger would have survived. Looks like he's going to try and follow up with these two T-34s, but that might be a mistake. Where's the elephant? The elephant's right there. Yeah, maybe not. T-34s are just kind of poking their heads a little bit. Oh, jeez. Devastating shot from the elephant right there. They need to get safety. But the Tiger finishes it off. So, bit of a tactical misstep there by Erwin. Kind of just threw away that T-34-85 for no reason. Meanwhile, here on the left side, Grenadiers are going to grab that victory point. Over here on the right, conscripts are just standing there, just capturing that victory point, haven't been microed. ISU has a damaged engine. Needs to get some repair. Oh, a destroyed engine. What even happened? Why does that have a destroyed engine? I don't even know what happened. Maybe some Grenadiers spousted it or something? I guess. In fact, they both have a damaged engine. That was just damage. Panzerwerfer firing. What? Okay, well you can't really expect a Panzerwerfer to get kills if you just kind of shoot it at nothing. So, that barrage doesn't count. That one wasn't the Panzerwerfer's fault at all. Conscripts have to retreat. These Pioneers move up to grab the victory point, and all three victory points will once again fall into Axis hands. Apparently it's a really good habit to capture this point from the left side, because demo charge, I think that's a pretty popular spot for demo charges right there on the right, so throw a demo charge over on the left or more towards the middle of the road, maximize your chance of getting any usage out of it. Something to think about. Lots of heavy fire coming in on this ISU here in the front. Two Tigers moving up. The engine damage is making it so hard for these things to maneuver, and it goes down, I think, or gets abandoned. I really hope he fully destroys. Yep, there he goes. Fully destroys it. Second Tiger. This one's Vet 2 moving up here on the left side, trying to win this engagement a little bit more decisively. He really would like, he's tempted to try and finish it off, but he can't risk it. Trying to flank or dive that ISU that deep is just too risky, especially on a Tiger that's that highly vetted. He decides to pull back. Probably the right call. He did take out one ISU, so that was definitely a big win for him. Meanwhile, the right side is doing quite well. Not much Soviet presence over here. Besides that heavy mortar, some shock troops are going to counter harass, but Erwin just continues to just bring the tanks in. Just keep bringing in those T-34s, and that train of tanks is probably never going to end with 31 fuel coming in. Even without holding a fuel point, they have 31 fuel coming in because of those fuel caches. So every time they take the fuel points, they really can crank it up to 11 on with that tank span. But they've lost so many. They've lost so many T-34s, it's going to be hard to keep up at this point. Unit preservation, on the other hand, from Smaug has been quite good, keeping his Tigers alive against all odds, somehow. Oh, nasty shot on the repairing stern pioneers by that ISU. ISU has been fully repaired. It currently has armor-piercing rounds equipped. Yeah, look at that. That did nothing. That's pretty cool. And I was right, it is 11 seconds. So that's a long time. That is a long time to switch rounds. It's just gotta sit there for 11 full seconds. That basically doesn't give it any ability to ammo switch in combat. It pretty much has to... Ooh! Heavy mortar wipes a squad in the ISU high explosive rounds. But it pretty much has to decide on what rounds it's going to utilize before an engagement begins, and it just goes to show that it kind of supports the design of Oster being more of a combined arms faction, because you then need to tackle the ISU with armor and infantry at the same time, and then react according to what type of ammunition it has equipped. It has HE rounds equipped. You want to continue with your armored push. It has armor-piercing rounds equipped. You may choose to continue with your armored push anyway, because it has a turret, but your infantry will be pretty safe to advance. So, something to consider. The high explosive rounds still seem pretty potent to me, though. Oh, and apparently the high explosive rounds can crew shock. Interesting. I guess that's not really any different from before, though. Wow, that pack is getting pretty aggressive. Moving right up and shooting that ISU at point blank range. He apparently doesn't even care if that pack survives. Abandoned again. And he's gonna try and pull it out, but the heavy mortar finishes it off. Something has got to finish that off. Come on, get up there with anything. There we go. Tiger blitzing to the rescue, trying to get in there and finish the job. He is going to be taking a little bit of damage from an ISU on the left. And apparently a Stuka bombing strike finished it off, actually, for the Tigers. That will not be necessary. Meanwhile, here on the right side, more scout cars getting produced. Look at that late game scout car. I wonder why. I mean, I guess he's gonna get some value out of it because he just took out a fuel cache, so more power to him, I guess. Allies struggling a little bit here. Love Erwin doesn't really have anything. Except for 3 T-34s. But as far as infantry, he doesn't have much. It's conscripts. These guards are all gone. Trying to fill the ranks with more conscripts. Sirlami, on the other hand, 2 shock troop squads, looking pretty weak. He does have Vet 2 on this ISU, though. I don't even know what the Vet bonuses are on the ISU. Probably pretty good. Accuracy and frequency. And then Vet 3 is navigate the battlefield with ease. So inspire for your accuracy. Uh-oh, Tiger is blitzing past that ISU. Oh, I think that yeah, it's pretty maneuverable though. Vet 2, look at it go. It's like pretty quick. Mark target has gone off on that Tiger there. Nice damage there. Clash of the Titans here. I don't know if anything else is moving up to support. Doesn't look like it. I don't know if this Tiger is going to survive this. Nice use of the AT grenade there. T-34 is moving up to block as well. Tiger pops smoke. He's going to use attack ground to try and finish the job. Oh, but it hits that T-34-85. Nice. He positioned that T-34-85 between the Tiger and the ISU to block the Tiger's shot. Tanked the damage. Although, honestly, I think the ISU would have survived the shot anyway. I don't think it was gonna die, but nice play by Love Erwin there. Just to be safe. Tanks damage for his teammate.
Mortar has us sighted! This now belongs to the people and workers of the Soviet Union. Meister Panzerschmähwagen reporting. Taking indirect fire. Conscripts ready and willing. We are bleeding, comrades. For the Rodina, we are targets.
Conscripts do manage to take the right side victory point. Meanwhile, in the center, incendiary mortar hurting those conscripts. They're probably not going to be able to capture the point under Tiger fire either. And on the left side, some shock troops are counter-harassing some grenadiers, grabbing the left side victory point. Probably going to be able to push away these grenadiers here on the left as well. Although there is a fresh Tiger on the field. That's going to be Tiger number 3 from Smaug, replacing the one he just lost, bringing him down to pretty much 0 fuel. Deadshot, on the other hand, has a ton of fuel and manpower, and he's not pop capped, and he's tech to tier 4. I'm really kind of surprised he hasn't produced a bunch of Panthers. Like, why doesn't he make a Panther? He could make a Panther right now, and then he could follow that up with like 2 more. Weird. I mean, 40 minutes in, the Panther starts to become a pretty cost-effective purchase, especially when you're fighting nothing but T-3485s and ISUs. But okay, whatever, I guess. I guess he's just gonna keep on making scout cars and packs.
The mortar team has been killed.
And nothing, because he has 800 manpower in the bank that he could easily be spending right now. Ouch. Heavy damage on that, on that Tiger. Does make it to safety. That ISU is going to be Vet 3 very soon. Just one more shot. Okay, just 2 more shots. There it is. Hits Vet 3. Going to give it better mobility apparently, and more accuracy. So that doesn't really help much against Tigers, but I guess it helps against infantry with the high explosive rounds. Try and center the blast on in the middle of the squad. This has been quite the slugfest so far. It's not even really that close to over. Still 181 to 131 points. Hey, a Panzerwerfer barrage did something. Look at that. 6 kills. It's only been on the field for like 20 minutes, but hey, 6 kills. Alright. Scout cars harassing those conscripts. A bombing run gets called in from the edge of the map. But not a little too quick to react. Honestly, I think dropping bombs on scout cars might be one of the most cost-ineffective decisions you can make. Odds of hitting are basically 0, and even if you do hit, you just spend a ton of munitions to kill scout cars. Conscripts making a move for the center VP once again. These ISUs here on the left are proving to be difficult to deal with for the Axis. The loss of that Tiger has been a pretty serious setback. Apparently this mortar half track is like dead. And I'm surprised the elephant is just sat over here. I mean, there's an ISU over here that you need to be shooting at. And Love Erwin is just amassing a giant tank army. He's pop capped now. He's not going to be able to really do much as far as producing more units until he kind of throws some of these units away. In fact, everyone's pretty much pop capped. The resources are going to start climbing up. Both sides look like they're kind of preparing for one big decisive engagement. It's going to basically decide the fate of the game. It's really going to come down to micro positioning, what route they decide to take, whether any mines get hit. Until that engagement happens, both sides just continue to poke at each other. The Tiger's going in alone, and that's not the vetted Tiger. It has basically no chance of success here. Ooh, this one has a high explosive rounds loaded though. Can't really do any damage. And it's circling around behind the corner, and that ISU is being microed really oddly. He's really kind of lucky that his opponent hasn't moved up to support with like anything else. Looks like a bomb run's getting called in on this half track. Meanwhile, scout cars are moving up to spot for the Elephant, which is slowly making its way over here. The Tiger pops smoke, but the T-34-85 Army is here to get revenge. And that Tiger stands no chance of escape. He's not going to get lucky twice. There it goes. Gets taken out. The Elephant has repositioned here towards the middle, though. Takes a shot along with the Tiger. Looks like a few shots connected. A little bit of light damage there. Stuka bomb strike just got called in on something. Not sure where that was aimed, but it wasn't aimed at right here. Was that aimed somewhere in the middle? I don't know. Stuka bomb strike did something. And ISU is going to be fine, and no losses inflicted on the T-34s, which is going to kind of give the Allies a bit of an advantage here. Honestly, if those tanks had just charged right in, well, I guess they can't afford to do that with the second Elephant right there. Don't want to take too many heavy losses. Plus, marked target is still on cooldown. Wait, no. Yes, it is still on cooldown. 30 seconds left. He does have the munitions to do it again, so he's probably waiting for that to be available to him. Going to pick a target and try and take it out. Wow, that Tiger almost hit that mine. If that Tiger hit that mine, it probably would have died. Panzerwerfer moving up to try and get some kills on the repairing combat engineers. Oh, look at that, a squad wipe. Good job, Panzerwerfer, you did it. 9 kills. Did I just hear another bomb strike? Where are these bombing strikes happening? I guess not. Oh. Oh, wait, yeah, I did hear a bombing strike, but I don't know where it was. Squad wipe right there, though. That definitely hurts. ISU's moving up to take shots. Plane crash. Fortunately, doesn't hit anything. Field gun also moving up. Elephant has taken quite a bit of damage. Needs to pull it back just to be safe. And unfortunately, Love Erwin is going to push the right side rather than supporting his teammate over here on the left. So he's just going to do what he can over here on the right, I guess. Manages to take out a scout car before sort of pulling back. He's being really, really passive with these T-34s. He knows that all the heavy armor is over here on the left, but he's just barely even risking poking his head out. I mean, it's just one pack. Okay, it's one pack and an Elephant. And a Tiger. So, I guess there's some stuff over here, but there wasn't. He had a window of opportunity, now it's kind of closed. He did inflict some casualties without really taking any of his own. But, oh, whoa, what happened there? What happened to that Elephant? It just died. Why did that Elephant just die? Did it have a damaged engine or something? That Elephant must have had a damaged engine. I don't know why it would have been facing its rear armor towards 2 ISUs, though. I think some mismicro was involved there. T-34 is continuing to blob around towards the center. Nice tank blob going. Conscripts are not going to be able to take the right side, fuel under Tiger and Grenadier fire. Meanwhile, over here, this Elephant, this right side Elephant, is firing on T-34s. Starting to bed up slowly. Get some shots off, and there is a fresh Elephant also being called in here, getting some spotting scope upgrades on it as well. Soviet player kind of struggling to keep the repairs going here on the left side. He's only got 2 combat engineer squads, one of which is freshly produced just now. Stuka bomb strike coming in, and I'm actually going to see it land. Nice dodge, though. I don't think that's going to hit anything. Oh, what a fake. What a fake. He thought that was coming in on his ISUs, but nope, that was taking out the field gun. Nice play. I don't understand why Love Erwin is being so passive with his tanks. Just get in there. Once that Elephant got taken out, I think that, I don't know, I could be wrong. There are 2 Elephants over here. It's tough to assault. I won't deny that that's hard to assault. But still, I mean, sitting here in the base isn't accomplishing anything. Do something. You can't just sit back and hope these ISUs are going to win the game for you. Shock troops taking heavy damage. Elephant's moving up as a pair. He wants to push those ISUs back, give the Axis a window to take control of the center victory point. The shock troops may not survive. Oh, they just got stuck on a crawling guy. Fix that bug. That is a squad wiping bug. Fix it. Alright, finally a push over here on the right side from T-3485s. That Tiger was a little slow to react, and the Elephants are nowhere nearby to support. He's just sitting here. Oh no, he's too busy microing the engagement over here on the left, trying to deal with that ISU with that Tiger. This one, it pops smoke. T-34s are killing everything. Pack gets decrewed. Grenadier's probably going to go down soon. Bunch of shots bouncing on that Tiger's frontal armor at point blank range, but it's just kind of rotating around in a circle because it's not really. Anyway, I've been pathfinding out of that situation. Grenadiers are gonna get squad wiped. This reinforcement bunker gonna go down. Wouldn't be surprised if he utilized the T-34s to destroy that pack entirely. You know, he's just going to drive away. He's not even gonna blow up this bunker? Really? Come on. There's a fuel cache right there. You could have inflicted so much more damage on your opponent. I understand that there's probably a pretty desperate need for T-34s over here on the left side, but still. Okay, no, you're not even going over to the left side. You're just gonna like chill in a tank blob right there. Man, what a waste. Could have inflicted so much more damage. Drive over here and flank these elephants. What are you doing? He's utilizing self-repair, I think. Yeah, wow, he just spent a lot of munitions to do that. He's not going to be able to mark target again. His munitions income is now 6. Meanwhile, Sirlami is fighting a desperate battle against elephants that he can't win. He's just lost both of his ISUs. While he's sitting here with his tanks. Oh, jeez. Your teammate needs you! I can't believe he won't go in. What is he doing? Well, I mean, I guess it's too late now. Continues to produce conscripts too. I mean, I guess they're cheap, but I mean, would penals be so bad? I don't know. Penals are a little more durable, right? Or no, maybe not. I don't know. I'm not really a stats guy. Still, seems like a mistake to me. To just make conscripts. I guess he doesn't have much, like, in the way of options. If he makes guards, he's going to be spending a lot of manpower. If he makes penals, he doesn't have AT grenades or Molotovs. So, something to keep in mind. Panzerwerfer firing here on the left side. Looks like it got a few models. But the shock troops are going to be able to take that victory point, while the elephants are undergoing some repairs.
The enemy is taking our territory. It's done.
Fresh ISU hits the field, but it doesn't stand a chance against a Vet 3 Tiger. Look at that rate of fire, that's crazy. Okay, seriously. You need to help your teammate right now. Okay, there he goes. T-34s are being mobilized to counter the Vet 3 Tiger, which is going to have to pull back. Unfortunately, Erwin kind of blew all of his munitions on that stupid self-repair ability that's like awful and it does nothing. So he's not able to mark target. This Tiger's moving in on the flank. Looks like something getting called in. Fragmentation bombs called in right there. Stupid bombing strike on the infantry trying to capture the point. This Tiger's kind of stuck, taking a lot of damage, but the ISU is falling rather low as well. And Vet 3 Tiger has moved back up to support the engagement. An elephant also, or no, a pack firing from across the river. Allied armor is going down left and right, but the Tiger also goes down.
Our panzers has been destroyed.
And that Tiger is going to have to pull back for some repairs. T-34 is also pulling back for some unfathomable reason, despite there being an almost dead Tiger right here. An almost dead Vet 3 Tiger that you have to destroy right now, given your window of opportunity, or you will lose the game. But okay, I guess you're just going to pull back. Alright, now he's going in. Window of opportunity rapidly closing as the Tiger gets repaired. Okay, and he stops. Oh jeez. Engaging a Tiger, one tank at a time, at max range, not really recommended. It's not working very well. The elephants take it out. Oh man. A broom bar hits the field, look at that. So Deadshot finally takes advantage of his tier 4. And he's bringing it in. Apparently the Allied point of view is that it is now difficult to use, but the Axis point of view is that it is still badass. So, I guess that's balance. I don't know, it seemed pretty good, but yeah. I saw him switching rounds frequently. I saw him having to, I think the fact that it has to sit still doing nothing for 11 full seconds while it switches rounds is one of the biggest things that it's potentially very vulnerable now. It's already quite vulnerable due to its low mobility and lack of turrets, so that's just one more weakness to give it to make it possible to tackle should you be brave enough to go in close range. 2 broom bars.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
I don't think the Allies have any chance. I think any chance that the Allies had was in these T-34-85s back when the ISUs were still alive. Now, I mean, he'd have to pull off an amazing play, and based on what I've seen so far, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Time is running out very quickly. Well, he's going in now. Looks like he hit a mine there, got a destroyed engine. Elephants tearing him to shreds. So does a pack. That 3 Tiger is pulling back. All the shots against it are missing. Bounce. Abandoned destroyed engine. There it goes. Vet 3 Tiger finally goes down. There are moral victories to be had here. There are moral victories to be had. ISU pulling back. There's basically no chance that the Allies can this now. It's too late. It's not really anything they can do. 2 broom bars, 2 elephants. This is a pretty rock solid force. And that's going to conclude the game. Well, I think that Love Erwin kind of dropped the ball a little bit. I think he was a little too passive with his T-34-85s. Initially, I thought he was just trying to time it with usage of marked target, but kind of towards the end, he didn't really participate at all, to be honest. I don't know. Sirlami, especially when he was getting overwhelmed in his base by 2 elephants that were in extremely close proximity to each other. 5 T-34-85s. AFK over here on the right side field. I think that kind of lost the Allies the game. I think that was actually an overextension by the Axis, and if the Allies had responded appropriately and punished it, they probably could have won, especially when things were so down to the wire. Look at that, only 51 points remaining. So really close game, I would say. Really close. Really came down to just a few critical mistakes at the end, and of course that's pretty typical when you have a game run to 58 minutes. You start so this is a very serious mental drain. It's very hard to continue making good strategic decisions. You need a lot of mental endurance to be able to do that. So I certainly enjoyed the game, enjoyed casting it. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Feel free to send me replays of your own, and I'm happy to do a cast for you. Otherwise, thanks for watching. That's it.